I was getting ready to put the prop shaft in, which is on the bench over here. I got looking at the U-joint, universal joint. These are just steel. A few people have tried stainless steel ones and they don't even last one season. For some reason, stainless steel does not like running against itself in a water environment. The regular steel seems to last a lot longer, but this one is, I could put it back in, but it probably in 2 years I'd be getting phone calls saying the motor runs but the boat doesn't move. And I do have some new ones here. They're getting kind of hard to get now. There are a couple of different types. This is a pin and block type, which I prefer. I'm going to go and I think I have a sliding pin type. I'll just show that. I don't like those because the pin can come out and then it starts notching the device. But anyway, I'm going to do a video on how to change a U-joint because this is a pretty common thing. So there's what I've got, and there's the new one. I prefer to get the ones with no set screws drilled. That way I can match the set screws to the existing thing, and you can see this one has been put on with set screws, but there's no way those things are coming out. The only way to get it out is to use a zip cut wheel and cut this thing off of the shaft. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. This U-joint here, it's an 1.5 inch U-joint. It's a little bit bigger, but it'll serve to illustrate what I don't like is the other type of U-joint that's available is this is a sliding pin type. You can see this pin here is bigger and it's drilled to receive this pin. Now this pin just slides through. The only thing holding it in is a little metal a metal spring clip. So all you have to do, I think the intention of these was so you can change the universal joint without taking it off of the shaft. The idea being you knock this little pin out with a punch and the whole thing comes apart. In a device, in a Dispro, if that pin comes out, you start hearing a little ticking sound. I know a few people have done it. I've had it happen. I've also seen a couple of devices with big, especially the aluminum ones, where there's a big notch machined into the side of the device where that pin is coming out. Till somebody twigs that there's something going on. Get the old one off. Old U-joint off. I'm just going to mark the new one for where I want to do the dimple holes. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to get the center of these dimples. And then there's a mark pretty clearly from where the old one was. Just going to go from there to the edge. And this one is a little bit further in. Now that I've got the location of the holes drilled, I'm just going to mark it with a center punch here. I've also marked the which one is the prop shaft and which one is the engine end, so I don't get it backwards, because these things are always usually drilled by hand. I've seen a few where they're actually pinned. There's a pin that goes right through. They're a little harder to get off, but The grub screws I use are 5/16 coarse thread by 3/8 long. So I think the drill size for that is a letter P. The first thing I'm going to do is I have a V block here, which I've centered the drill on the V block. So I'm just going to open up the centers of these, and I'll drill it and tap the U-joint to the spots where I've marked it. I like to use a bit of red Loctite on the grub screws. These are the red Loctite is stuff you don't want to take apart. I also just use regular steel grub screws. These will rust in and be solid as a rock. And, I'm not sure whether I'm on camera or not, but what I like to do is smear a big handful of sticky grease out of the U-joint. I don't know how much good it does, but it probably helps for the first year. Now I'm going to slide the prop shaft back through the skeg, up through the hole, and into the stuffing box. Sometimes it's easier to remove the stuffing box, but that's the general idea. It helps when the boat's not on wheels. I'm going to, now that I'm forward, the prop can go up. I'm going to install the prop first. On these St. Lawrence stuffing boxes, a lot of times they're machined at a slight angle. You see this one is thicker at the top than at the bottom. I made a note of that. And just want to make sure it's the right way up. I remember very early on when I started doing this, I worked on a boat and the St. Lawrence engine wound up rubbing against the engine hatch, or the spark plug did anyway. So when you lean on the spark plug binding, you got a lifter. And it was just because somebody had put the stuffing box in wrong. And then it involved shimming the engine up too high, so I always make a note on a St. Lawrence of which way the stuffing box goes. Anyway, that's how you change the U-joint.